video showing my model train collection so far. Most of this collection is Aussie locomotives, but I do have a few England ones and one American one I will show. The first one is A73 in the first V-line ivory. I've got to get some new horns because the horns fell off that loco. And then here, next to it we have the classic A66 in the bicentennial ivory. In the 1988 one. This loco was in service retired in service last year. This locomotive has run for 6 years, but originally this loco would have been B66 originally. If I can find a picture on Google, I'll put it into the slot into the video so you can see the loco originally. But this loco was in the Mark III A66 ivory, the cheeseburger style one. I also have that one, but I didn't get it out because I'm not bothered to get all the locos out because there's no more space for the locos out, and it's in my other suitcase, not the one where all these sit. But here we have what's this one, S311 in the West Coast ivory with the new coupling I added. And then next to it we have the, I'll show you the side of it first, we'll show you the American one. But this one I don't run because this one actually is a bit dodgy when it runs. It cuts out now and then, so I might have to add some parts to make it go better. Then we have the American loco. I don't know what type of class this is, but this is a type of bulldog locomotive. This one is a DCC sound version, so this actually makes sound when you put it on the layout. This is actually a restaurant train in real life. Then next to it we have the S300. I do a few repairs on to make it work because when I first ran it, the drive shaft broken, so I had to repair it with some spares I had from another locomotive. Then next to we have P12 or P11, whatever this one was. Let me zoom the camera. I can't copy the number. No, P11. This one does not run anymore. It's in storage because the real P cars went out. So this one in real life doesn't run anymore. But this one here I have in the model is DCC only, not sound yet. I'll be around to it. This is P12 in the cheeseburger ivory also. This one still runs on the train where they run. It's a special type train. They still run this type P class on it. I saw it the other time, but last time I filmed this train had P15 on it. And here next to we have the P12, P13 in the old Mark II ivory, blue, red and white. This train was converted to standard gauge and it runs still in V-line. It runs to shunt N457 and all that if they ever break down, and then shunts to standard gauge carriages. If you want to see it shunting carriages, you can watch my video. It brings in the Orby carriage and it shunts to the locomotives. But I didn't film the carriages coming in, I just filmed it shunting to the carriages. Next we have T338. This one was converted to a P class in the 80s when the V-line came out. This is my model Victorian Railway version. Next we have the original NR class, NR19. The camera doesn't like focusing on trains. There we go, NR19 in the original, what's it called, National Rail I think it was, if I remember it right, but I don't know, one of my fans will correct that. Next to it we have NR27 in the blue, what's the train called, Indian Pacific? This locomotive is not in this ivory anymore. This was changed, well, I'm back now, because it's daytime here in Melbourne. You get a lot of noise from traffic in the background, but the motorbike that did make the noise is gone now. Here we have NR27 in the Indian Pacific ivory with new couplings. The original couplings, I don't like the style ones they use with models, so they have a spring, and when the spring falls out, the coupling stays unlocked in it. And they're not easy to get, but these new styles, these new comes from the US, World Cup real ones, and they are much more durable. because if you see on page 13, as I just noticed, the knuckle is open. The knuckle opens, and when you slam into another locomotive, the knuckle closes. And you have this little ball bearing, and it comes with a magnet. You put the magnet on top and it uncouples it. And the next one next to it is NR14. What's in the second Symphony National Ivory with the stars. No, the one without the stars, and the one without the stars doesn't have the Symphony National logo on the front either. I'm hoping to film one of my NR classes I own here. I've got NR 19, 27, 14, 8, 109, 75 in my models. And I hope I can get to film one of them in one day. This one has the stars, as you can see. TBR is a similar NR to this, exactly the same one, but it's in the same one but with different numbers. This one here is next to its NR8 in the old style ivory. It's missing a horn. And I have to fix. I got the horn still, but I'm going to be putting them back on soon because they fell off the other day. And there's without the stars. And this one doesn't have Symphony National logo on the front like this one does. Next to it is the GAN NR109. Well, it probably won't focus again because it never focuses this camera. I might be able to get a focus on it, hopefully. There we go, NR109. Well, one's on all these NRs I own run on DCC. Then here we have NR75 in the prototype ivory. And here next to it we have AN3 in the GAN ivory. In real life, this locomotive is not this ivory anymore. It's a Symphony National train now. So it's in that similar ivory now. Next to we have L1150 in V-line ivory, in the first V-line ivory. In real life, this locomotive was refurbished and changed back to into the VR ivory for the Williamstown Train Museum. And they have the same one there, the 1150. And next to we have my first of my UK models I ever got. This one is the DB Rail Freight 66728. What one's on DCC? I've ordered the DCC sounder chips for these in Metro Hobbies, and the chips aren't in yet, but they're coming from England, the chips, and they'll be good for these logos because they make actual real life sounds. I ordered two of them because I got two. This one's the DB Rail Freight model, and this one here is the this one's GB Rail Freight, not DB Rail Freight. I keep getting those two mixed up, but this is the DB Rail Freight 66065. And I've added I made a custom coupling for these at the back. I got an old NEM coupling socket I had lying around, and I glued a Sargent Engineering coupling to it, so it would actually clip to these logos, because Sargent Engineering does not make this clip the style couplings for these locomotives. So I made mine for this train. And the buffer's a spring loaded. I can't push that one because it's got a detailed coupling here what gets in the way all the time. Now I'm going to move back to the other end and show you the rest of my locomotives and EMUs I own. Here we have an England steam train. I think this is the A2 or the A1. I can't remember which one it was, but this is the steam engine I own. One's on DCC also. Next we have the Sprinter 7004. And for my fans, I do have all the V-line fleet in the 2017 fleet. And I don't have the N-Class here to show because that's in storage. 7004. This train is a bit dodgy sometimes on DCC. Sometimes it's just the connection and it has to be rebooted. Next to it we have N14 sets. Well, this might be the FN5 set. No, this is N14. This carriage here I'm holding is the one I've actually rode on in real life. I rode this train from Melbourne Southern Cross to South Geelong once. For my fans, the N14 car set is not in the this ivory anymore. It's in the cheeseburger ivory. It's the grey and the grey colour ivory. That's for my Mega fans and England fans, because my Aussie fans will know that already because they film the same trains. Then next to we have my favourite type of velocity. I don't like filming these trains in real life much, but VL24 and 51 and 45 is the only one I film in real life. But this is VL24. This one's on DCC. When you get these models, you don't have to convert them for DCC use. They have a dual function on these trains, so it lets them run on DC standard or DCC with these models. Because my friend Jacob told me that I actually converted this to DC with another decoder, and I found out you didn't have to convert it. So I put the original decoder back in, and it works fine. And this train does have a speaker built in on the motor unit, and this is the motor unit here. This one has a built-in speaker right there. All you have to do is get the lock sound decoder, and you just have to install it to that. Put it back on there. And then next we have the I'll show you this one. This is my England EMU for the 1950 style one. I've added the Buckeye NEM couplings on them. That's an England word for type of knuckle coupling. These, if you notice right there, they use the knuckle coupling right there. So I add the detailed one so I can couple up to other units. That's the front, and then we have the back. This one is DCC also. It's a standard 21 pin decoder, or a sound decoder if you want to have sound. Then we have my Civic National boxcar wagons, and I do have the wagons to go with them. 2 Civic National ones like that, and 2 of these standard green ones. In the future, I'm going to make the 20 car Warrnambool Freight one day. When they bring the G classes, I'll get one of them, and I'll get 20 wagons. Then I have the V-line hopper wagons. These ones run on 2 different gauges. Either run these on the board gauge or run them on the standard gauge. Like Mac 57 filmed those particular ones on the standard gauge at North Shore. But I've seen these carriages. They have a train parked at a station in Melbourne, and I forgot the name of the station now. But Kensington Station. They have hopper wagons like this, not the V-line ones, but the ones like the same style shape ones, but they're black in the SSR ivory, and they have 2 S classes. These two, not this ivory logo on the S class, but like S302 and S317 parked at the station in the SSR ivory. Now I'll probably put a picture below in the slideshow showing the train. There's those wagons. Then we have the Civic National ones I have. And I've put silent engineering couplings in all my wagons now, so when I want to uncouple and uncouple up, all I have to do is use the magnet, and I can split the train up very easily, about lifting up the carriages and disconnect them. Then we have my teacup carriages, and I did something with all the passenger cars on where the locomotive joins up to the carriage. I've only installed silent couplings that in, but where the carriages join to each carriage, I left KDs in place. Well, these ones don't come with cages, they come with the standard one. But there's my FN5 car set. If my camera will focus on the N5 logo, you'll see it. And this is my complete train collection. I was thinking of doing them as a running video with all the locomotives running on the video, but no, I thought that would be a hard thing to do, so I have to couple them all up and then decode the numbers on the multiple unit to get them all running in sync. And then I thought, well, I'll try and do that, but copy do videos, separate videos showing all these trains running, because it will take me all day if I do it. But I'm going to be spending another hour putting this all away because they take ages to put away. But these are all my locomotive models I have, and I'll show you all of them. I'm pressing the cap to have a picture back when I go showing all these. And that's all my locomotive models I have, and EMU models and carriages. I've only rode on the FM5 car set of my model set, but I'm actually no on the N14 sets and I've rode on VL24 before. I rode with AC6 to back as far so many times. and I haven't rode that set yet, but if I ever get a chance to see it and see it on a Warrnambool train or a Geelong train, I will ride on that set one day. But these are all my model trains I own at the moment. But I have got, what's the date today? So I think it's the 11th. Is it the 11th today?
Yes, Christopher.
In another 4 days' time, I'm actually not going to be joking, but in another 4 days' time, I'm actually getting another model from Old Decisions Models. I mentioned on my only Hayden and Jacob knows power vans, the similar ones to that one there, that type of van thing. But that's a Michael's running the similar ones to that in 4 days. But in the power van version for my A classes, so I'll be doing an unboxing video when they arrive. Well, this is the end of the video of my train collection.